Welcome, everyone. Good to be with you again.
A quick question. I think we have some new people on today and they want to know where you are at.
Yeah, I am in Costa Rica. I'm at a community called Awake, and it's a retreat center. And I'm here because the winter in Wisconsin is hard for my mental health. So I'm experimenting with being gone for a few months in the winter and working remotely. So that's why I'm here. Also exploring being in community, and yeah, that's where I'm at. And I'm hoping that the bird sounds and the insect sounds will feel supportive to you. So let's begin by, if you want, making eye contact with me and co-regulating through our mirror neurons, through this way that humans can connect. Even though I can't see you, I'm imagining you. And the invitation is to take a deep breath in a moment and to make a sound on the exhale so that you can hear yourself and you can hear me. I'm not hearing you, of course, but the idea is that when we sit in front of someone whose nervous system is regulated and calm, that our brains pick up on that and they attune to that, actually. So that's kind of the idea. So we'll do several deep breaths this way, and if you can make sound, even though it might be a little uncomfortable at first, I would invite you to do that, to hear your own sound. And it can be just a sigh, it can be a way of releasing tension or held stress in the body. And if you're really opposed to making sound, then trust that. Above all, in these meditations, I really want you to trust what you're needing today, or the space that you're in and what that accommodates. So whenever you're ready, breathing in. Breathing into the belly. So the belly is going to expand with the in-breath. And you'll see I'm letting my face and my body just go kind of like limp, letting the facial muscles be pulled down by gravity, letting the shoulders be pulled down by gravity. And the breathing into the belly is really important. So you might even, standing or sitting, you may want to put your hands on your belly and feel the belly push outwards with the in-breath. You can see my belly button going in with the out breath. So in, the belly expands. This is very soothing to our nervous system. The vagus nerve runs through the diaphragm, and it's affected when we breathe in here instead of just up here. When we're anxious, we breathe just up here. Okay, so bring it down into your belly. So you're using your diaphragm. Breathing in. Then switching to closed mouth. Okay, so when you breathe out, so you're breathing in and out with a closed mouth if you're not congested. And what you're doing with the closed mouth is you're feeling the vibration of the hum in your face, in your neck, and maybe in your chest, maybe in your belly, and you're tuning into your own vibration. So with this one, standing or sitting or lying down, all fine, The invitation is to close your eyes or open, but really to feel your own vibration. I'm actually going to mute myself during this part because I want you to feel your own vibration. It's a way of coming back home to your own body, and it can actually ground you in your body very quickly. It's something I use all the time now. So I'm going to mute myself, and the invitation is to keep breathing into your belly. And then on the out breath, it's going to sound like this. So you're still on the out breath, you're releasing the shoulders, you're releasing the face. I've said this before, but you're like, it's almost like an internal facial throat chest massage. And you're just tuning into that massage, that you're tuning into your own sound. All right, so let's do several breaths that way. I'm going to mute myself. So breathing in and then humming on the out breath with a closed mouth whenever you're ready at your own pace. Keep going, soften your jaw, let your jaw drop. Your mouth is just barely closed, jaw is soft, inside of the mouth is soft too. Feel the hum. Great. So now I would invite you to standing or sitting, doesn't matter, or even lying down. If you're lying down already, just kind of shake your body out. Maybe either bounce or shake. Okay. And the idea is that we have all these proprioceptive, how to describe that non-medically? We have these sensors in our joints, especially in our joints, that sense where our body is in space. So that's what proprioception is, knowing where the body is in space. And when we shake, when we move our joints, we can feel our bodies more. So it's a way, just like the humming, of coming into the body. Most of us have very cerebral, heady jobs where we're using our brains a lot. Not everybody, some people get to work with their hands. They're working outdoors, they're much more in the body, but especially those of us that are working from the neck up, dropping into the body at the beginning of a meditation can be really, really supportive of, getting to feel all of you rather than just being in that cloud of thoughts that, most of us are in most of the time. So stretching, moving, bouncing, shaking, rolling around, whatever your body feels like it needs to do today. And then when you feel like you've had enough movement, when you tune in and you can feel your feet, you can feel your back and your spine, feel your face, feel your hands, Feel your throat. Feel your heart space, your chest. Feel your belly. And then come to the position that you want to meditate in, whether that's lying down or standing up or sitting. And you can always move positions and trust what feels best in your body today, what you're needing. My suggestion, if you're new, is typically to either turn your computer away. You might be able to focus more inward. The idea is to go inward. Now, if you have a trauma history and going inward and closing your eyes feels scary or unsafe or like unsettling, I would encourage you to trust that and keep your eyes open. And if you have a trauma history and your body is already feeling unsafe right now, what I would encourage you to do, and we can all do this because, like, whether we call it trauma or not, we've all had difficulties in life. Take a look around your environment. Like, slowly take a look around the room you're in and just take it in. And, like, it may sound silly, but ask yourself, is there any immediate danger in my environment? Because those of us who have had trauma can feel like there is immediate danger sometimes when there's not. Is there a person with a knife? Is there a car speeding at you? Is there immediate danger? So it's not about does your body feel like there's danger? It's actually like, is there actually immediate danger right now? Or are you in this moment safe? Just ask yourself that and look around for a moment. And if there's no immediate danger, inwardly tell yourself, I am safe right now. I am safe right now. It's not about pushing away any feelings or any fear. It's about sort of like nervous system first aid, PTSD first aid. Check out the environment, ask if there's actual danger, reassure yourself that even if your body is activated right now, there is no immediate danger. If there is, obviously turn off your computer and deal with that, and honor that if there is fear in the body, we will come to welcome that. But it's really important to let the body know there is no immediate danger. Okay. So coming into your position that you want to meditate in, knowing that you can shift if you need to. And today's meditation, as you drop in, either closing your eyes or keeping them open if that feels safer, begin to notice the body just as it is right now. Feeling your seat, feeling your spine, if you're sitting or standing, allowing for an upright spine. The chin is slightly tucked, and it's like there's a string at the crown, like where a bun would be, like where my bun is, or a bun would be. Right there, a string right from the crown, pulling upwards so the chin is just a little bit downward. Spine is upright but not rigid. And feel the breath. Feel the actual sensations of breath as they move in and out of the body. and tune into what is your body like today? What is it like to be in this vessel today? Where are the sensations? Feel them. See if you can develop like a curiosity about your body. What's going on in here today? Notice when there's resistance or holding or judgment towards any part of the body. And the invitation is to notice the judgment or resistance or holding and welcome that too. To not hold anything separate. All is welcome here. So tune into your own body and just notice what's here today in this moment and see if you can take this attitude of welcoming and allowing in this moment. When the mind wanders, come back to the body with gentleness. And noticing if any part of your body feels like it needs some extra tenderness or love, and maybe putting a hand or two hands on that part of your body, or maybe one hand on your heart and another on the part of the body needing attention. If the body part is in a hard to reach spot or it's more internal, imagining that your breath carries consciousness and love, because it does, and that you can breathe the consciousness and the love into the part of the body that is needing it. If you're visual, you might visualize like a light or a sparkly quality being breathed into. For example, if you're having liver problems or pancreatic issues or stomach problems, you can breathe light into that part of your body. Breathe love into that part of your body. Expanding your awareness now to the emotional body. And again, same invitation. Notice what's in your emotional field, your emotional body right now. Notice what's here. What did you come with? What's here right now in this moment? Just like with the body, seeing if you can welcome and allow whatever's here. It might have words, it might be a muddled confusion that you're feeling, it might be a mix of emotions, and you don't have to name anything. It's more about feeling into and sensing into what's here. Emotions are simply body sensations that we've given names to. So, seeing how an emotion might be showing up in your body, just the raw sensation of it. And this is a very important time to again offer comfort and support to yourself and to do only what feels good. So sometimes emotions are so raw and so big that going into them, it doesn't feel helpful in this moment. You can trust that. And if that's the case, stay with your breath and just breathe. I have found personally and professionally, though, that even if we can touch an emotion in the body for a brief moment, that there's something transformative about that. There's something, the emotion wants to be seen and felt. And if you can only tolerate for a brief moment, then touch, if you're grieving, for example, feel where the grief is in the body. Feel maybe a tightness or a contraction or a pain in the heart. And then move to a part of the body that feels relaxed. Maybe the feet on the ground. Maybe your right finger, your right thumb. Something that feels neutral. And you can pendulate between, go back and forth between a sensation that feels challenging, that feels like it's containing emotion and probably needs to be witnessed in your own time, and then pendulate between a part of the body that actually feels neutral or okay or even good. So let's practice together in this way, and you can use your breath as a sensation if that if you're not having breathing problems, that can be pleasant, even that can be relaxing. Or maybe you just feel your skin, or if you're needing more comfort, maybe you have a soft blanket nearby, or a pet that you're actually petting, and you tune into that sensation. And then you go back to a sensation that might be a little more painful or challenging if that's up for you today. And we don't need to go hunting. Like maybe there's joy here for you today. So feel the joy. All is welcome, including judgment and resistance. Be with yourself. The invitation is to be with yourself exactly as you are today, and with the flow of how that's changing from moment to moment. Let's be together in this way, trusting your own inner voice. using hands and breath to bring comfort to whatever parts of your physical or emotional body that you're needing right now. Even using movement like rocking or swaying or giving yourself a hug if you're needing that today. Comforting this human being that you are. Bringing curiosity to your own inner world. And then opening your awareness to the level of mind, thoughts, thought content, pace of the mind, just noticing. And this can be where judgment and reactivity can get really activated, like, oh, my mind should be still and quiet, or I'm not meditating right, or oh, I have so much judgment. I hate this meditation. Whatever it might be, seeing if you can actually just notice, witness your mind as if it's, this separate entity almost, and just see what it's up to. Bring a curiosity. You can be lighthearted about it. And it might feel really heavy too. So, heaviness, lightheartedness, whatever the mind is up to today, it's really welcome here. So, see if you can allow your mind to just be as it is, rather than what we often do in many forms of meditation, where we try to control the mind. And my experience with that is that my mind throws a big old tantrum. So see if you can breathe, staying in the present moment. So you've got a foot in the present moment because your breath is always present. And then you're watching the mind. And it's like you're sitting on this river and the water, the thoughts are flowing by. See if you can just sit on the riverbank. Just watch the thoughts flow by. And if a thought train grabs you and you jump in the river, you fall in the river, no big deal. It's all right. You lose track of the present moment. You didn't fail. When you notice that you're in the river, just climb out. Climb out, sit on the edge of the river, be with the breath and the sound, and watch the thoughts go by. They're always changing. The mind wants you to think that it is concrete and real and permanent, and it's not. And the way to start to get a sense of this is just to start to step back a little bit into the seat of witness, into the part of you that is noticing the thinking, noticing the thoughts, seeing them move through your awareness and how they're always changing. So let's just spend a few brief moments sitting on the edge of the river, watching the thought stream flow, connecting to the breath. And if you fall in the river, get back out and just start watching the thought stream again, reconnecting to the breath, beginning again. Huge success if that happens. If you fall in the river and you see that you're in the river, that's meditating. We all fall in the river very, very frequently. As you watch your mind, see if there's any recurrent themes. See if your mind keeps coming back to something. See if like there's an obsessional or recurrent quality to something, or a controlling quality, or like a planning and anticipating. And see if you can observe that. Observe any like recurrent or really grabby thoughts. And again, see them, be with the breath. See them, be with the breath. If they're really grabby, you're going to fall in the river, and that's okay. You're going to get caught up in the thought stream, and you're going to forget about the breath. And that is part of meditating. That is normal. And when you notice it, use your breath to come back to now, and then begin again, noticing the thoughts. And sometimes there might be stillness. There might be a lack of thoughts. Just notice that. The next piece of this meditation is completely optional. It's an inquiry. It's a question that you're going to ask inwardly, and then you're going to watch what your mind and your body and your emotions and your awareness does. And the inquiry, again, is optional. So if at this moment, for the remaining time that we have, you want to stay with your breath, and your body and just your present moment experience, that is so welcome. If that's the case, do that. If you're curious when you hear the question and it draws you in or feels resonant, then the invitation is to be with the question, not so much necessarily just with the mind, but also noticing what the body does with the question. So the question is where am I trying to control my life? Where am I trying to control my life? Another way to phrase this would be, where am I resisting the flow of my life? Where am I resisting the flow of my life? Where do I need to surrender to the flow of my life? Where do I need to surrender to the flow of my life? Being with your body, your thoughts, your emotions, as you let these questions just land. You don't have to think about it, just let it hang. Where am I not allowing the flow of my life? Where am I trying to control? Where am I feeling tight and contracted, like I have to have it this way or everything will fall apart? Where am I holding tightly to a certain outcome? And we're not judging this, we're just bringing more consciousness, more awareness in this inquiry. So we're not making anything bad or good, we're just noticing, where am I holding tightly to a certain outcome? Breathe with the questions. Notice your body. Notice the mind. Notice your emotions. Notice images or memories or ideas as they arise, and then come back to the breath. Really feel your body and where it's holding tightly to a certain outcome. See if it's showing up in the mind or the body or both. And really feel that. Don't fix or change it. Not that something's wrong, just notice it. Become aware of where you're trying to control the flow of your life and really believing that you have to control it. Now, I would invite you, if you're in the inquiry practice with me, to take a deep breath, actually 3 deep breaths in, each with a hum on the exhale, and release the inquiry. Breathing in. Breathing in, feeling your own vibration. Breathing in on the exhale, feeling the internal vibratory massage of your own sound, softening the face and the shoulders and the neck. And then just for the next little bit that we have, a minute or so, feel in your body, imagine a world. Imagine what it would be like if you had a practice of surrendering to the flow of your life and a coming back to trusting that maybe something larger than your own human mind is guiding you, even if it looks super messy right now and scary and uncertain. Feel into, what if I could come back again and again to trust? What if I could come back to trust that my soul or the universe or love or God or whatever word you resonate with is guiding this human life of yours? And maybe the mind thinks it knows best, but what if it doesn't? What if there's a guiding force? And what if the practice was to simply remember again and again to trust, to surrender, to lean in to just this moment? See what that feels like in your body if you imagine that world. Completing our meditation together with 3 either internal or external ohms. Breathing in. Om. May the fruits of our practice today spread outwards in all directions. and help to end the suffering of all beings everywhere. About each one of you, deep, deep respect for showing up, for going inward, for being with your own present moment experience. It's how we're going to change the world. It's how we're going to be with our own shadows and our own pain, so that less and less we project them outwards onto other people. Less and less do we need to go to war with other people, because more and more we're loving ourselves. More and more we're presencing these parts of us that need attention and love. So good to be with you all. This lights me up so much.